All right, buckle up, everybody, because this time we're diving deep into some seriously dark territory. Um, the dark multiverse, and more specifically, how Batman plays into all of this.
Yeah, when you think you know everything about the DC universe, they throw something like this at you.
Seriously, we're talking about a twisted reflection of everything we thought we knew about, well, everything.
Right. And at the heart of it all is Batman, which, let's be honest, is kind of fitting when you think about it.
Well, he is the Dark Knight after all. But, I always thought the whole multiverse thing was wild enough. Different versions of all the heroes on different Earths, different histories, different possibilities.
Oh, it gets way crazier when you toss in the dark multiverse.
Okay, so for those of us who haven't had the pleasure, what exactly is the dark multiverse?
Imagine all of Batman's worst fears, all the darkness he keeps bottled up inside. Now imagine all of that taking physical form. That's the dark multiverse. It's like a twisted funhouse mirror reflecting all the worst possibilities, all the what-ifs that could unravel reality as we know it.
Okay, that's a lot. So it's not just about like evil twins or alternate timelines gone wrong. It's connected to Batman on a much deeper level.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
See, this whole thing, it's not some random cosmic accident. It's a prophecy, a destiny that's been hanging over Batman's head for years, maybe even centuries. And the scary part is he didn't even know it.
All right, now you've got me hooked on this prophecy thing. What's the gist? Is Batman destined to destroy the universe or something?
It's complicated.
Yeah.
And it all revolves around these things called divine metals.
Divine metals. Sounds like something out of a Wonder Woman comic.
Well, they kind of are. Think of them as mystical artifacts, each tied to a specific event that unknowingly marked Batman as the key to the dark multiverse.
Okay, slow down. So every time Batman's gotten a souvenir from a fight, it's been part of some grand scheme.
Basically. Remember that time Batman went up against Darkseid for the first time?
Yeah, and got completely pummeled by the Omega beams. Everyone remembers that.
Right. Well, that energy, that connection to the Omega effect, it left a trace on Batman.
A trace. Like a scar.
Not quite. A trace of Dionysium.
Dionysium. You're talking about one of these divine metals.
The very same.
Hmm.
And it doesn't stop there. Then there's Prometheum, which links back to his encounter with the new gods during the Crisis on Infinite Earths. You're starting to see the pattern here.
So, wait, are you saying that all those bumps and bruises, all those near-death experiences Batman's racked up over the years, they were all part of some cosmic setup?
Let's just say that someone or something has been pulling the strings for a very, very long time, and Batman, he was the unfortunate target.
Okay, so we've got this prophecy thing, divine metals, and I'm assuming a really ticked-off dark god behind it all.
You'd be right. His name is Barbados, and he's basically the embodiment of all the darkness and chaos that the dark multiverse represents.
Barbados! That name does not sound like it belongs on Santa's nice list.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
And the one who uncovers this whole conspiracy, who puts the pieces together, is none other than Carter Hall.
Hawkman. Hawkman? What, like the guy with the wings?
Yeah, the very same. See, Hawkman's been battling these dark forces for centuries, and he's been leaving clues for the heroes in the present.
So let me get this straight. Batman's destiny has been brewing for centuries, marked by these divine metals he didn't even know about, and now there's a dark god named Barbados who's gunning for him. That's a pretty rough Tuesday, even for Batman.
And here's where Batman's greatest strength, his unwavering determination to face any threat head-on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it actually works against him.
How so?
He sees himself in the prophecy, he sees the potential for darkness within himself, and it terrifies him.
Which, knowing Batman, just means he's going to dive headfirst into danger to try to stop it, even if it means alienating everyone he cares about.
Exactly. And in this case, that means facing off against a whole league of evil Batmen from the dark multiverse. But we'll get into those terrifying fellas in a bit.
So we've got Batman carrying the weight of this prophecy, marked by these divine metals, and this dark god Barbados is out there somewhere gunning for him. What could possibly go wrong, right?
Well, in typical Batman fashion, things escalate pretty quickly. And
Yeah.
you know how he likes to handle things on his own? That independent streak really comes back to bite him this time, and he's not the only one feeling the pain.
Let me guess, the rest of the Justice League gets dragged into this mess too.
Oh, they get dragged in all right. Picture this. The League returns from this epic battle, saving the galaxy, the usual. They're exhausted, beat up, ready for a little R&R. They get back to Earth, and what do they find?
Don't tell me giant space squid attacking Metropolis.
Even weirder. Challenger's Mountain.
Challenger's Mountain, you mean the headquarters for, like, the Challenges of the Unknown?
The one and only. Except now it's chilling in the middle of Gotham City. No warning, no explanation, just boom. Talk about a rude welcome home.
I'd be taking my vacation days somewhere far, far away from Gotham at that point. So how do they even begin to unravel this one?
Luckily, they've got Hawkgirl on their side, and she immediately recognizes the significance of Challenger's Mountain popping up in Gotham.
Because of the whole ancient prophecy thing.
Bingo. She's the one who connects the dots, warns everyone about Barbados and the whole dark multiverse situation.
But of course, this is Batman we're talking about. Does he listen?
Does he ever? Nope.
No.
Driven by fear, determined to take on this prophecy head on, he does what Batman does best.
Disappears into the night, brooding.
That, and he steals the nth metal from Hawkgirl to try to figure things out on his own.
Hold on, nth metal. Isn't that like another one of those divine metals? Talk about poking the bear, or in this case, the bat.
It's a classic case of Batman thinking he knows what's best for everyone, even when it means pushing away the people he trusts most.
Okay, so what happens? Does Batman's solo mission somehow make everything worse?
You could say that. See, Batman's fear, his desperation to stop the prophecy from coming true, it ends up acting like a beacon.
A beacon? What, like bat signal for cosmic horrors?
Basically, he creates this resonance with the dark multiverse.
Yeah.
And in trying to control the situation, confront the darkness, he ends up opening a door. And through that door comes some very, very unwelcome guests.
Let me guess, more divine metals.
Not this time. Try 7 twisted versions of himself, each one more terrifying than the last.
7 evil Batmen for the price of 1. Talk about a bad deal. So this is where we finally meet these Dark Knights everyone's been whispering about.
You got it. We've got the Red Death, basically a fusion of Batman and the Flash, but with a seriously warped sense of justice. And then there's the Drowned, a female Batman who rules over this flooded world. She's a scary reminder that even Batman's ideals can get twisted.
Okay, those are pretty messed up. But I have to ask about the elephant in the room, or rather, the laughing clown in the bat suit. The Batman who laughs, he sounds like pure nightmare fuel.
He's everyone's nightmare. Picture Batman's mind, his strategic genius, but infected with the Joker's chaos and nihilism. It's a combination that shouldn't exist.
And yet here we are, so we've got these Dark Knights running around, each one a twisted reflection of Batman's potential. What do they even want?
It goes beyond just wreaking havoc, although they definitely do plenty of that.
Yeah.
They're here to conquer, to rewrite reality in their own image.
And how do they plan on doing that? By turning Gotham into a giant funhouse.
Strangely enough, Gotham's the least of their worries. Their plan hinges on a different target. Superman.
Superman? Why Superman?
It's not about his strength or powers, not directly. They're after something more fundamental. His hope. His very essence as a symbol of, well, everything good.
So they're going to drain him of his hope like some kind of creepy emotional vampires.
Essentially. They need to drain that hope, that light, to fuel their own twisted ambitions. It's a pretty messed up plan.
So while all of this is going down, where's our original not-so-evil Batman?
Oh, he's stuck.
Let me guess. Trapped in the dark multiverse with a front row seat to the apocalypse.
You nailed it. He's trapped in a world of nightmares, facing down his own twisted reflections. And he's not alone. He's got a very weakened Superman by his side. Talk about a bad time for a team-building exercise.
Okay, so last time we talked, the DC universe was hanging by a thread. Superman was basically running on fumes in the dark multiverse, and Batman was stuck battling evil versions of himself. So, how do our heroes even begin to come back from that?
Well, it wouldn't be a very satisfying story if they didn't, right?
I guess not.
But it takes a seriously wild plan to pull it off. Remember the source wall we talk about? The barrier at the edge of reality?
Oh, right. The whole if you break it, you're going to have a bad time thing. Hard to forget that.
Well, the final battle, and I'm not exaggerating here, it literally spills onto the source wall. We're talking heroes from all over the multiverse banding together to stop Barbados and the Dark Knights.
Talk about a last stand. But who even steps up to fight those guys? They seem pretty unstoppable.
Everyone plays a role. Wonder Woman, she stands against Barbados. Her courage, her belief in hope, it makes her one of the few who can even face him.
What about Superman? Last we saw, he wasn't doing so hot.
Being trapped in the dark multiverse, surrounded by all that negativity, it actually had a weird side effect on Superman.
Okay, how so?
Think about it. His powers, they come from solar energy, right? But the dark multiverse, it's like a twisted reflection of that energy.
Okay.
It supercharged him, turned him into this conduit of pure hope.
So Superman is back in the Fae, and he's got a serious power boost.
Let's just say you don't want to be on the other end of his heat vision.
I'd believe that. What about the Dark Knights? And Barbados, how do they stop something like that?
That's where things get really interesting. They use Barbados' own tactics against him. Remember how he used Batman's fear? They fight fear with fear.
And who better to embody fear than, well, the Joker? Wait, you're not saying.
Oh yeah, the Joker ends up helping out.
I mean, it makes sense in a twisted sort of way. The Joker might be chaotic, but even he doesn't want to see reality completely unravel. Plus, what fun is there in tormenting Batman if there's no world left to torment him in?
Exactly. So you've got this superpowered Superman, a very reluctant alliance between Batman and the Joker, and one other thing.
Don't tell me. Jero.
Close. Plastic Man.
Plastic Man, the stretchy guy. He saves the day.
You'd be surprised. Plastic Man's powers, they're not just about stretching. He's got this weird connection to the fabric of reality itself.
Okay, now you're messing with me.
I'm serious. It's one of those strange comic book things. He uses his powers to manipulate the source wall.
Hmm?
It basically turns it into this weapon against Barbados.
Okay, I have to admit, that's pretty cool. So what happens? Do they win?
It's a close one, but yeah, they managed to pull it off. The Dark Knights are defeated, Barbados is banished back to the darkness, and the universe breathes a collective sigh of relief.
Well, that's good, right? Everything goes back to normal.
There's always a catch. The source wall, it might be patched up, but it's still broken. It's like a cracked mirror now, reflecting these distorted images of reality.
What does that even mean?
It means that the fight might be over, but the danger isn't. New threats are emerging, fueled by the chaos that spilled from the dark multiverse.
So even in victory.
There's a sense of unease, a feeling that things will never be the same. And that's the thing about the dark multiverse, even the idea of it. It reminds us that darkness and fear, they're always there, lurking beneath the surface. And sometimes it's the choices we make in the face of that darkness, the lines we're willing to cross, that truly define us.
Well said. That's a good place to leave it for today. This deep dive into the dark multiverse has been quite a ride. Evil Batman, reality-bending chaos, and the Joker, kinda, sorta saving the day. Who knows what other weirdness lurks around the corner of the DC universe, but one thing's for sure, we'll be back to break it all down for you.